What's up guys, JB here with iKoniKmodz, and in today's video I'm going to show you how to spice up that temper side glass panel and take it to the next level and make it go from this to this. Stay tuned. Alright, so to do this modification, there's a few things you're going to need. So let me point those out to you before we get started. First, you're going to need some frog tape to actually transfer the design from its original backing onto the actual tempered glass. You're going to need some isopropyl alcohol. In case you make a mistake, you can get a quick way to clean it up. You're going to need the armor etch itself, which is what's going to actually etch the tempered glass. You need something to put the armor etch on, which is these foam paddings that I'm using here. You're also going to want to protect your hands, so you're going to use a rubber glove, and just in case, you use the napkins or some paper towels for the alcohol to actually clean up your mistakes. So now that we've got that out of the way, let's go ahead and make this transfer happen. So we're going to crack the frog tape open. The first thing we have to do is transfer the actual design from its original backing. You want to make sure the actual design sticks really well to the frog tape, because that is going to be the deciding factor on how well you get it off of the backing to actually get it onto your tempered glass. You could use transfer paper as well, but the frog tape works just as well, and it's cheaper, honestly. So now that we've got the design off of the original backing and onto the frog tape, we just need to know where our placement is going to be. So for me, I'm putting this right above this line here. So I'm going to line the bottom of the design up right above the bottom here. You got to make sure it's straight. And then you rub it on to the tempered glass itself, like so. Again, you want to make sure you get it on there really good so that the whole design comes off when you remove the frog tape and stays on the glass. So right, cool beans. So now we have our design on there. So what I should have done is reuse that frog tape, but I'm gonna just rip off a few more pieces, because what you want to do is outline the design itself, because in case you have any overage, you don't want it to get on the rest of the glass. So this is a way to kind of safeguard yourself from that, to make sure you don't mess up the rest of your glass. So, alright. And again, you just want to kind of press a little firm just to make sure. And yeah, covered up one spot I really didn't want to cover. There we go. So Alright, so we got that pulled up over there. Now, I'm going to go down this last side here. So last side I'm really concerned with, honestly. The bottom I'm not really pressed about. But just to be safe, I'd rather safe than sorry. You know the old saying, the old adage, better safe than sorry. I'll put one down there anyway. So now, we've got our design placed onto the tempered glass panel. We have it outlined with some frog tape to make sure there's no overage and no more mistakes going on. This just helps minimize the mistakes that you'll see, you know, just to help alleviate all of that. So we've got that done. Next thing you want to do is put on our glove. Now we have a rubber glove on. The next thing you want to do is grab your armor etch right here. Now this armor etch, I picked it up at the local Michael's over here, just because they had a sale going on, so I ended up getting it for $7. But typically they usually run anywhere from $12 to $15, even on Amazon. But you can pick it up at your local craft store for the most part. So we've got the armor etch. Again, you want to wear a glove because if this stuff gets in your hands or your skin at all, it will burn. So the glove just kind of helps protect from that. So just be very mindful. So now that we've got the armor etch, we've got the design placed and laid out and outlined. Now we're going to just apply the etch. So you want to open it up, and we're going to take our pad, and you really just want to be fairly liberal with this. You want to put it on, you know, and just kind of spread it out over the entire design. And like I said, you want to be pretty generous with it for the most part. You want to make sure it's good and covered. And this stuff doesn't smell the best, I'll be honest with you. But then again, for what it's supposed to be doing, you know, it's probably not going to smell the best. But as you can see, I'm actually hitting the frog tape, which is why, again, you want to make sure you have it outlined to not have to worry about that. So I'll put on a little bit more. Even though it's got pretty decent coverage now, I'm going to put on a little bit more. I just like to see it a little bit of a milky color to make sure I know I've got it on there pretty good. So yeah, there's that. Okay, so right now, as you can see, it's got pretty good coverage on it, but I, you know, want to make sure. You definitely want to make sure, because it just helps minimize how many times you actually have to do it. You know, I try not to have to do it more than once if I can help it. So just make sure you got it on there pretty good. There we go. And then now that we have it on there, the next thing you have to do is wait. It takes about 10 to 15 minutes or so to get it to where it's etched out pretty good. So that being said, I will check back with you guys in a minute. Alright, so now it's been about 20 minutes since we've done the original etch on it. It didn't come out the way I kind of wanted it, so I redid it and let it sit for another 10 minutes. So it was about 20 minutes total overall. So let's go ahead and peel everything off. And you know, I've already rinsed it with warm water, which is what you're supposed to do. When it's time for it to be cleaned up, you rinse it with warm water, and that gets most of the residue off. Now we're going to peel off all of the vinyl as well as the tape, and then we're going to clean it off and finish it up with some rubbing alcohol to give it the final look. As you can see, it's still wet from when I rinsed it off. Again, you got to use warm water, almost hot water actually, but you know, definitely warm water at least. Cold water is not going to do it. So peel off all this tape. And the final look, I know a lot of people are going to think that it's supposed to look a certain way, but honestly and truly, the way it comes out in the end, it gives it, for the most part, a frosted texture to it, to the glass. So you just gotta find you a good corner. You can get it peeled up. And I think I found one right here. So there we go. All right, now we have it all cleaned off. So final step we got to do is grab some rubbing alcohol, and you want to go back through real quick and rub over your design. So try to get rid of any leftover residue that didn't rinse off with the water. Give it a nice good once over. And once it dries, you'll see you will have an awesome looking etch design. As you can see, the design's coming right back in and it's looking good. Check that out. Oh yeah. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you etch some tempered glass. So I hope this video helps you take your tempered glass panel to the next level. So that about wraps it up for this particular video. Again, I'm JB with iKoniKmodz. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button on your way out. And make sure you tap that bell so you don't miss any more future content that I got coming up on the channel. Until the next time, guys, peace.